you doing? It's evening time and it's going to be a little ketonic evening cooking lesson today. We got cooking cam, we're all good to go there. And today we're going to be cooking sauces. So this is a new set of, there we go, let's pop it on Amazon as well. Perfect. So hopefully, just let's do a quick double check. We are live on Amazon. We are live on Facebook. I sincerely hope. Are we indeed? Let's quickly do a refresh. All good on Amazon by the looks of it, which is cool, which is what we love to see. Looks like we're all good on Facebook as well and YouTube. So this is it, guys. We are live Amazon page. Just double checking. Yeah. Happy days. That's good. Cool. Hi, welcome everybody. So this is the new cooking show. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, then head on over. Come join me on Amazon, where I love to share. And you can click on the items in the carousel and follow along, which is always cool. So yeah, on Amazon, Facebook, ketonic page, and we're talking sauces because I was chatting to a friend of mine, and we were talking about people put things. They get jars of sauces and they don't really know what's inside them. Cooking cam down there, cool. And so what I thought would be really helpful is to teach you how to create a basic sauce. And this is the thing, you can change the flavors of anything just by having the ability to make a simple sauce. Now, I'm going to be making a little bechamel sauce, which is just butter, flour, and adding milk. That's all there is to it. Super simple. But from that, as a base sauce, it's one of our core base sauces. So you have others as well. But from those base sauces, you can actually go and create additional ones. So derivatives. I can never say that word. The derivatives of other sauces. So that's all good. Hey, Corinda. Hey, thank you for watching, Corinda. So this is it. This is our little cooking school today. So basically, how do we make a white sauce? Now, in the carousel, if you're watching on Amazon, I'm using a couple of saucepans today. I'm using my Circulon, brilliant Circulon pans. They're highlighted in the carousel, and I've got another one here as well. Whilst I'm waiting for my good friends at Circulon to send me an up-to-date new pan. So cool. That's why I love them so much. So how do we make a sauce, a bechamel sauce? First of all, we've got to get some. Actually, this is right in the wrong way. Let's have a little look on that. That's more like it. That'll make up the camera. Cool. So we've got butter. So we're going to have butter. We're going to have flour, and we're going to have milk. Now, here's the deal. It's quite funny because if you're just making a plain white one, this one, we could actually just throw all the ingredients in. Oh, you can see me, Corinda. Thank goodness. I'm glad you can see me. Fantastic. Yeah, that's always good, Corinda. Let me just double check. Yeah, all on. That looks good. Yeah, live on Amazon, and in the carousel we have my Circulon pans, which are awesome. Now, to make this bechamel sauce, this is going to be super simple because we've got a longer show tomorrow, midday, for Black Friday, so that's really exciting. But today we're just going to be making the beautiful bechamel sauce. And this you can put on anything. This is what we're going to do is we're going to make it a white wine and mushroom, creamy white wine and mushroom sauce. What's not to love about that? Because for my dinner later, I'm going to literally just pan fry some chicken, some vegetables, and I'm going to pour this beautiful sauce over the chicken. Oh, delicious. But in order to do that, I need to crack on. So we basically want equal quantities, 1-to-1, of fat and flour. So yes, this isn't super keto way of making it. But yeah, so basically equal quantities. So you've got that amount of butter, equal amount of flour, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna put that over a heat, and we're just gonna start to cook that out. So what we're doing is we're going to be making a roux, and this is called a white roux. What we can do is make a dark roux. And happy Thanksgiving, guys in the States. Happy Thanksgiving. If you wanted to make turkey gravy, as an example, you could make a beautiful brown roux, and then add that to your stock and your flavourings. So I'm going to bring this little cam over so you can see a little better. Hopefully I won't drop it. So I want you to see what's going on in the pan. Perfecto. Cool. Thanks, Glinda, for watching. So basically what we're doing here is we are cooking out the flour and the fat in the butter. And what happens is this combines, and we're just gonna keep it a nice light colour. The longer you cook it, the darker it will get. And when you cook butter, the longer you cook butter, it develops a lovely nutty flavour. So that's always lovely, and it just gives it more depth. And that's when if you've had, I don't know whether you've had a really nice gravy, but that's how basically how you make it. So you make a brown roux if you're going to make a brown sauce and a brown gravy. But for us today, we want a lovely white creamy sauce. And you see how easy that is. Just mix that down, just cook that down. Absolutely no problem at all. And this just cooks out the raw flour flavor. So that's still quite lovely. That's nice. I probably could have put a little bit more flour in there. I wasn't super accurate on my measuring. It should be by weight more than anything else. But there you go, that's our nice little roux cooked out. Just take that off the heat because I don't want it to be a brown roux. Corinne's saying, why don't Wednesday have Thanksgiving? Why don't we have Thanksgiving in our country? Corinda, because it's it's American. It's the Pilgrims, the founding fathers. I love it. Looks like mud. It does. It does. But it's a very nice yellowy white mud, Corinda. That's the nice thing. But yeah, so that's that. And that's what that's going to do. That's going to thicken our sauce. Because if you don't work it in with the fat and the butter, what will happen is you'll just get clumps. You just get clumps of flour, and it's the starch in the flour that we want to bind the sauce. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to bind that sauce, and so we're going to use some milk. So this is what we're going to use, and you can use. Basically, you can make your sauce as thick or as thin as you like. So once you've got your basic roux, you can have a heavy, light, or medium bechamel sauce or white sauce. So we're going to take that off the heat. And while that's off the heat, we're going to add our milk, and just add it in gradually. Because what you're going to see, just take that heat off. Because what you don't want, this is where it can get a bit lumpy. So I don't know if you can see that, Corinda. So I've added it, and it's gone quite firm. So that's why we just add it gently, because we don't want it to coagulate. We want it to be lovely and smooth. So let's just add a little bit at a time, so that the fat and batter can incorporate into that sauce. That's looking good. So yeah, you don't want a lumpy sauce, that's for sure. And all that needs is a lovely little stir. I mean, you could whisk it as well, to be honest. At this stage, whisking it would probably not be a bad a bad idea. So, there we go. As you can see, that is now looking nice and smooth. So I'll put the rest of my milk in. So as you can see, the milk's in, and now it's just looking like a thin sauce, or just looking like milk in the pan, with a little bit of roux in it. So you can't see that roux. And so what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to leave that for a minute. Oops. Because while that's on, I'm going to do something else as well. Lovely. Yes, lovely. It is, Corinda. It's gorgeous. So let's have a little look at what else we've got here. No, Corinda, I'm not putting any sugar in there. No, this is a mushroom and white wine sauce. So what I do need to do, let's move my kitchen cam to here. So this is where I want to add my mushrooms. So using the other pan in my carousel, so let's just pop that on there. And this is a Granite Stone Pro hard anodized pan, and they are great. They are super good as well. I love both. So I've got some mushrooms, and what I'm going to do then, I'm chop the little mushrooms up and then set them off in another little pan so that they can cook beautifully. And because we don't want raw mushrooms in our sauce, so I'm just going to give them a rough chop. And these mushrooms don't have to be super fresh. These mushrooms have been around pretty much all week, so they're not at their best, but we're going to get lovely flavour from them. So we're going to cook them down. They will reduce in our pan, so give them a little bit more of a chop. Fantastic. There you go. And that is our mushroom. And so we just want to sweat those mushrooms off. So we pop them in this pan. Whoops, try and get them all in. And that's going to be the real flavour of the sauce. We want mushroom sauce, so we want to contain lots of mushrooms. So how are we getting on? My comment on the screen stuck. Oh, how much is that spoon? Is it on Amazon? It's a knife. It is on the... Yeah, it is. What's that one doing? Let's put that one up. There you go. Yeah, so right, let's get this on. We'll also put a little bit more, pop a little butter, and we can get that on the go. I'm going to pop that on the back one. Let's get that gas going. Come on, baby. That's better. Right, so that's going to be a heat under that. Pop this one back on as well. Right. So we've got our mushrooms there, and now we've got our roux. Now, let's get our camera back so we can see what's going on with our roux. Whoops. Yeah, put that camera there. Fantastic. So this is where you now have to stir it, because if you don't stir it while you're cooking it, then it will become lumpy, and we don't want a lumpy sauce for sure. So let's keep that going. So let's see, it's lovely at the moment. That's just had a roux cooked out of it, and we've got the lovely milk in there. And what we're going to do, as that heats up, that will naturally thicken. So it is just a matter of stirring it, and while we're stirring it, we've got the mushrooms that are going to be gently sweating down as well, and it's just coming together as it heats. It's going to come together, no lumps. We've cooked the raw flour out by doing it with the butter initially, and then we just added the milk, and that is just now going to come together beautifully, make a lovely, creamy, sauce. So if you're on the diet, think about the cream. You could just have a heavy cream and add that and add mushrooms to that and wine. But this is that. So this is now, as you can see, this is now becoming a beautiful thick sauce. Here we go. You see, and it doesn't take long. How quick was this? Super, super fast. And that is as smooth as, we have a phrase in the UK, as smooth as a baby's bottom. And that sauce is absolutely beautiful. See that? Beautiful, smooth, gorgeous sauce. But at the moment, all that tastes like is milk and butter. So we need to add some. Now we've got to take it off the heat, keep stirring it a little bit. You don't want anything coming in. So as you can hear, we've got our mushrooms are now cooking down. And they're beginning to smell very beautiful. They're looking good. Yeah, pour it onto this one. So you see the mushrooms, they're beginning to sweat down and they're producing that lovely, lovely flavour of mushrooms. They're going on beautifully there. I'll tell you what we always like with mushrooms is a little bit of garlic. Garlic and mushrooms, classic combination. So let's whack a bit of garlic in there as well. And all I'm doing here is I'm just literally, can't particularly see, but just want a little bit of garlic. And just gonna crush that down into a little paste. Pop that in, might want a little bit more actually. And this is how you make a beautiful, beautiful sauce. Lovely bit of garlic in there. So there we go, that's beautiful. And of course, pop that back on the heat. And that can carry on cooking like a good one. And we've got back to our sauce. So as you can see, our sauce is looking good. So first thing I want to add to that sauce, I want to have a little splash of, oops, not open, I thought it was open. A little splash of white wine. Just to soak it up a little bit. So quickly open that. There we go, just a little splash, don't need too much. Because there's not a lot of sauce there. And again, just stir it, keep stirring it in, that will stir straight in. And that's just the first little building block of flavour. So now we have a beautiful, beautiful creamy white roux. Absolutely no lumps in it whatsoever. With just a little splash of wine. Which is amazing. And now those mushrooms look pretty much done as well. I'm just going to get a little tasting spoon and taste as we go along. Yeah, see what? That's just giving it a beautiful little sharpness, really gorgeous little flavour. That's really nice. So now we want to combine our mushrooms. As you can see, with the mushrooms, so you've got the juices of the mushrooms as they've come out. Absolutely gorgeous. And you can smell the garlic. There's a little bit of garlic in there, not a lot. And once we put these together, then we will season, because obviously you do need to season your sauce. So let's just use that pan. We're just going to pour these mushrooms into our sauce, like so. And give them a lovely stir around. And these are now looking absolutely gorgeous. So now I have this lovely, rich, creamy mushroom sauce with a little bit of wine. Now, what I'm going to do is just wipe my spoon. Right. Taste again. Don't you put any flavor in the mushrooms? No, put the garlic in. That's all we need on the mushrooms. So now put some mushroom sauce. Now you're getting that beautiful wine, mushroom, garlic flavour. Really nice. You can really taste it, which is wonderful. Exactly what we want. We want a tasty sauce. That is going to go on the chicken absolutely beautifully. But it does need some seasoning. So I have some salt and pepper here, and you can add herbs if you want. Actually, if you want to play around with flavours, on Amazon in the carousel, I have one of my favourite books. This one here in the carousel, the Flavour Thesaurus. This one here, and it was absolutely a cracking book. Teaches you all about pairing different flavours. So meats, cheesy, earthy, mustardy, sulphurous. So earthy is going to be mushrooms, and it just tells you all things that pair beautifully. So that's that. Right. So let's get into our sauce. Now we're just going to add a little bit of pinch of salt, a little pinch of pepper, not too much. And let's see what alchemy that has made to the sauce. Because salt and pepper are two major flavour building blocks, and it's all about flavour. And it's why when you buy a jar of sauce, so you buy you could buy a jar of creamy mushroom sauce, no question. But I guarantee you, it'll have a ton of sodium in it, salt, a ton of sugar in it to sweeten it. And we've had no sugar in this whatsoever. This is purely, and we had a little tiny bit of salt at the end, just for seasoning, and that is beautiful. And that is so simple. Let's have a little taste. That is it. That is absolutely beautiful. So that is our beautiful, creamy, homemade mushroom sauce from scratch. While I've been talking, all probably under 20 minutes, and we could have had the chicken cooking. The chicken could either be sitting in the oven cooking, or what I'll probably do later is I'll probably bash out a chicken breast with some vegetables, and then pour that beautiful sauce over the chicken breast. So that is how we make a bechamel sauce, how we made a beautiful creamy white wine mushroom sauce to pour over chicken, could go over veal, could go over all sorts of meat. But chicken, pheasant, any game birds, that would be good on. Again, it's the mushroom, it's that earthiness that goes so well, and also go on steak. Nothing wrong with a beautiful mushroom sauce with a steak either. So you can use that for anything. So I hope you enjoyed that little masterclass on. I just bought Jamie Oliver book, the one you got on. Oh yes, Corinda, that's a great book. Great book. He's very. I'll be honest with you. He's a great chef. A good man. He was very kind to me when I met him. So that's nice. So anyway, that is our first of our little cooking shows where we just take some sauce and basically, this is just basic cooking to make things taste even nicer. So there you go. Thank you for watching. And I'm going to be back tomorrow, midday UK time, with the Keto Nick cooking show. Hopefully it will be all good. That's a couple of little connection problems today, but hey, we continue and we always make sure we get it. Okay, then, guys, have an amazing what's left of the day. The salt, that was just plain table salt, Corinda. So that was good. And if you're watching in the States, have an amazing Thanksgiving. And I hope you've got your brown roux to make your sauce, make your brown gravy, turkey gravy, made with a brown roux is perfection. Okay, well, listen, I will see you tomorrow, 12 o'clock, midday, Black Friday. Don't go spending too much money. Have a great day.